Hi everyone, very good afternoon and selamat petang to everyone. And for those who have joined, welcome back. Those who have joined earlier session and welcome back. And now this is on ProQuest eBook Central. Yeah, this session, this webinar is on ProQuest eBook Central. And I would like to thank Ms. Sharifa and the entire team for organizing this session. Again, for those who are new, if you notice the audio is one way. So if you have any questions, just feel free to send it to the chat box and I will address the question towards the end of the session. Yeah. And I really hope everyone can hear me well. So if you can hear me well, just say yes, just to ensure that we are all on the right track. Okay, thank you. So as we know that during this new and often unfamiliar teaching and learning environment, students and instructors need to rely as much as on electronic content. So eBook Central is always available for online reading or even offline reading. So it's actually makes a role as a supplementary reading list or even a focused reading list. So further on the findings on the recent survey conducted by ProQuest globally on how the use of varied content types drives impact in research, teaching and learning, it shows that ebook is one of the top 4 content used in both research as well as in teaching. So again, in year 2019, ProQuest conducted another survey, and this time it was targeted to the academic librarians. And 94% of the academic libraries agree that student needs to seek variety of viewpoints in different published formats so they can draw their own conclusion and build their critical thinking skills. So some of you again might be familiar with eBook Central interface and some of you might be very new. So those who are new, you will learn something, you will have some information after the session. For those who are already familiar, you can take this session as a refresher course. Okay. So very quickly on the outline, so we will go through on the introduction on ProQuest eBook Central, and then we will move on to look at how you can discover the titles that you have within your collections, and how you can do a quick chapter downloads and full downloads. And we will spend a little bit time on how to utilize the online reader tools. And finally, how you can use the bookshelf folder to work on sharing as well as collaborating with your team members or your faculty members or even your students. Yeah, and then we open up for a Q&A session. So the objective of this session for today, towards the end of the session, you will be able to discover the relevant titles within your collections. You will know how to utilize the online reader, that online reader tools that will assist your research. And we will do a quick perform a full downloads with Adobe Digital Edition as well as chapter downloads. And how you can utilize the bookshelf by sharing the folder and collaborating with your team members. Quick introduction to ProQuest eBook Central. So ProQuest eBook Central interface offers fast, intuitive, and easy searches with thousands of ebooks on a variety of topics from leading publishers. Yeah, so you can access to eBook Central either from your library catalog, or you can access it through your discovery layer, or you can directly come to this interface just by going into your e-resources, go into your library portal, click on the e-resources, go to ebook link, and then you click on ProQuest eBook Central, and you will come to this interface here. So you may have to need to enter your credentials, IDs, and password, especially when you're accessing from off campus. So from most likely would be your staff IDs or your student IDs. You need to enter your credentials. But if you're not sure how to access, you please check with the library team. So while you're accessing to the eBook Central interface, should you need some support, you can click on the question mark on your top right corner here. Yeah. And it's, if you notice, it's all well structured. It's kind of like segmentized by topics for ease of use. So if you are not sure on downloads, you can click on download and read about downloads. And I will also share the link to the LibGuides towards the end of the session. Discover your books, ebooks. So you can find your ebooks in your library collections by using basic search. It's the basic search. And you can use a quick advanced search and you can browse your content. So for basic search, basically you can enter any of your key terms, search term by subjects, or you can enter by ISBN number, by topic, or even you have the title, you can enter by title, by the author, and etc. You can use the Boolean connectors like and or not. It's very simple, straightforward. And advanced search, you can use the advanced search when you have the references of the bibliographics or information, or if you have the title name, you know the publisher's name, you know the author's name. So it's much easier to use advanced search. Browsing is another option to find the relevant books that related to the subjects that you're looking for. So if you go into a browse the subject, it gives you the glimpse of the range of subjects you have available within your collection. We will see that shortly. Okay. There you go. You can enter with the titles or SBNs or EISBNs and so on. Here you can search with advanced search. You have the search fields, and you can filter it here. And browse subject is what I was talking about. Okay, mine is I have a full coverage, but you probably may not have the full coverage if you have some preferred content within this ebook central. So we will see that shortly in our live tab demo. Okay, then search, you can filter it. Either you can filter it by years, you can filter it by subjects, and etc. Okay. Then moving on, you can also do a book detail. You can go into a book detail page. I'm sure you come across this page. This page is very important because from this page, we will know whether the book is available to you, because it shows you the availability of book, unlimited access of 1 copies, or you have 3 copies, and etc. So, and then you can see whether this download book is available for download, or is it grayed out. So if it's grayed, you can't download, most likely because you have 1 copy here. And it will also indicate the number of pages that you can download into a chapter. The chapters that you can download into a PDF copy, portable document format. Yeah, that means it doesn't expire. It's just your normal PDF that you download, which you can save it into your local drive. Next one is you can also look at how you can do a read online, save to the bookshelf, share the links, and etc. We will see all these in more details when we go into the live session. Okay, chapter download is very simple. Either you download it from the book detail page, or you come to the online reader page. You can click here and download the chapters. It's a straightforward download. Just open the PDF and download it. Now, full download depends on the availability of the full download. So like I said, if your copy is just 1 copy, you may not have access. Depends on the institution. If they might give you access or might not. So if you have the link in blue color, you can download it. So to download the book, the entire book for offline reading, you need to have the Adobe Digital Edition software. So it's ADE software that we will see how you can download that from this platform itself. And you can also do a full download from the Reader Online tools. You go this is the steps of a full download. Yeah, when you click on download, it will ask you whether it's laptop, desktop. Yes, you're using your own computer. Next, it will ask you need to install Adobe Digital Editions. So those who already have Adobe Digital Edition, you can skip this step. For those who are new, first time downloading offline, then you can, first time downloading the book, you can get the Adobe Digital Edition. Yeah, it just install. It's a straightforward installation. And once you have downloaded, then it will ask you whether how many days that you want to keep this book into your Adobe Digital Edition. It's like kind of a loan to you. So you will probably have your maximum 21 days. So it's up to you whether you want to keep it 14 days or you want to keep it for 21 days. And once you say yes, download, then it will now will appear into your offline reading tool, which is Adobe Digital Editions. Yeah. Now, online reader tool. So online reader tool is very, very useful. Some of you already been using it. Some of you maybe not really familiar. So just let me take you through why is it important to utilize the online reader tool. Okay. So in online reader tool, it's very helpful because for me personally, I find that you can search within the book. I'm sure this is actually more than the control point. So you can search a key term within that this content, and not only search within the content, it helps you to give. Sorry, hold on a second. When you search within the book, it tells you where is that particular term is discussed highly. It shows your measurement bar in which page that is highly discussed. So you can zoom to that particular page directly, and you can bookmark that page. Just a minute. Just bookmark this page, and you can add some notes, highlight. These are all, you guys, you know this very well. So just highlight and you put in some notes. But the notes is the one something that I always want to highlight, that the notes can be associated to the subject, or it can be some instructional notes. We'll see that shortly. Bookshelf sharing. So once you have shared this, once you have added or annotated the content, you also have collections of books under your topics, yeah, like this one you can see. Pet policy, birds, okay, you have a couple of this being used very well. So you have a couple of folders here. How do I share the 7 books together, these books, to my colleague? Because I'm working on a project, so I found all my resources or my sources that's relevant to my project. So you can share this link. Yeah, click on this link. You can share this link just to share the URL, or you can share it via the email. Let's see how it works in the live demo. Yeah? Let's move on. Okay, so like I said, once you have successfully clicked on this link, you will now taken to this page here, your eBook Central interface. So to search this is very simple. So let's say that you want to search on this particular topic. Engineering mechanics, for example. Okay, so you probably have some references. So you want to see, is there any books on engineering mechanics? Just click on search. It's very simple, right? Straightforward. So you can see that about 246 books talks about engineering mechanics, not only at the title, but it's also part of the content within that book. So because I did not put in a quotation mark, so it will also look for engineering and mechanics. So if you want to be very sure, engineering mechanics specifically, then you will just use the quotation mark to type in here. So if you're looking for some other titles, for example, if you want to look at fields virology or instrumental methods in electrochemistry, global innovation management, engineering mathematics, and etc. Any subject that you want to search. So you can just put in your search term, or you can put in your topics and so on here. So, but if it's great if you know the subject, if you know the title, you can use advanced search, and then you can click on the title that contains on, say, let's say you want to look at fields virology. Okay, so that's what you have one book specifically because you put in the title, so you get to that book directly. Yeah. So another way is to see what type of books do I have within ProQuest eBook Central. So you have another option to go into browse object. Browse subjects. So you can see like you seems to have some good collections in other subjects, but you can see you have good collections from the science and technology subjects. Yeah. So let's say if you are looking at biology, or you're looking at general science, just click on it. So we have 2 books here, so you can look at that later. Let's say you want to see on environmental engineering. Yeah, you have like 26 books on environmental engineering. And if you have more numbers, then all that you can do is you can zoom to a specific subject and say, oh, I'm looking at sciences and environmental science specifically. Or you are looking at waste management, or you're looking at some other options within that environmental engineering. Okay. So now you know how to discover your content. So you can discover by basic search. That's your basic search here. You can also search by advanced search if you know the search fields very well. So you know the title, you know the author's name, you know the publisher, you know the ISBN number, and it's best to use this. Otherwise, if you're not sure at all, just go to the browse subject and see what type of books do I have here. Is it something relevant to my studies? You can do a quick search, a quick browse here. Now, next is, so now you know how to discover your book. If you scroll down here, you also have this featured title that has been highly used or has been new to this your university, your institution. So you can click and look at the book. Let's say look at genetics, for example. Okay, so when you click on that, it will take you to this page. This is called book detail page. So you will come to this book detail page here. So let me just go through. The book detail page is very important. But if you notice, your institution has access to one copy of this book. So but you still have an option to download this book. But you only have one copy, but you still have an option to download this book. Now, what I wanted to show is, let's say if you do a search on, say, global innovation management. Okay, so it's a strategic approach. So let's say if you're interested in this book, so before you look at why you have so many books, like I said, because it's also read as global innovation management, global and innovation and management. So you can see there's quite a number of books, not really on global innovation, but it talks about innovation or management and etc. But what we wanted to look at is this chapter results here. So if you click on the chapter results, okay, this field is always often unnoticed, but I always emphasize to users to look at this chapter results because it gives you kind of like, it picks up the top 20 chapters which highly discuss about your key terms here. So for example, global innovation management is highly discussed. Any of these terms is highly discussed in the bibliography. Of course, it will be talked in bibliography or even the references, but how is that going to help you? So with having access to the bibliography or even the references, you now have an access to the references or the information on what research has been done on scholarly journals or other references from conference and preceding papers, or from the other books or other dissertation and theses and so on. So it gives you a quick overview of what references has been used in this particular book, which highly discuss about this topic. So you can glance through. There's something, a lot of information on chapter 3 of this particular book, forest carbon sequestrations and global change. That's more strange to me, but it's quite a bit of information there. Now let's move on to book results here. Okay, now at the book results, if you click on the title, that you can see that now this book is also, you have only one copy, but you are not able to download this book into Adobe Digital Edition. If you see that, yeah, the reason is because this is probably book is high in demand, so therefore you're not able to download this book into your offline reading. But you can read online. Yeah, you have an option to read online. You can download your chapters into PDF for 65 pages. Yeah, you can see a scroll down here. And then you say, okay, this page is something I want to learn today. So let's click on it and download it. So when you click on download, sorry, I shouldn't click. I must click on download here. Okay, here. Click on download. And then when you download it, it will be downloaded into a PDF copy, portable document copy, your normal PDF. Then after that, you can save it into your local drive. You can save it into your cloud saving and wherever you want to save here. And then you can also add that if this chapter is part of your reading list, or you have a topical reading list, you can add them into your learning management system. And then that will become your quick reference list. Okay, now we're not able to download. We are not able to download this book into a full download, but we're able to read this book online. Now, next is you also have, like, you can copy 65 pages from this book. And okay, now what happens if I have used all the 65 pages? 24 hours later, tomorrow, 24 hours, you will get back your 65 copies, 65 pages. So you can again come back and say, okay, I have read my chapter 2. Now I move on to look at chapter 4 or chapter 5 is within my limit of download. So you can download it such a way. And read online is very interesting. I will come to read online. Before I go to read online, you can share this link to the book. This is just share this to the entire book, and you can cite this book with multiple citations, and you can export to your works or notes. Let's look at read online. So when you click on it, this is what I was saying, that you can search within that book. So let's say if you're, this is all about the innovation management. It's true. Okay, so let's say in your mind that you want to look at one of these chapters here. Let's say you're looking at something that you're looking for specifically on financial services, for example. So all that you need to do is just click on here. Either you leave it as financial, or you can also click as financial services. So you can see that when I click on financial, it shows that there's a measurement bar shows that financial is highly discussed at the chapter 4, the business models, or the service innovation, which is the chapter 6, which talks about all the services. So you can zoom to that page and say, okay, this talks about financial services. Yeah, it appears 3 times. At this page 130, it talks about 7 times, and this page 131 seems to be highly discussed. So you can zoom to that page directly. Now, before you zoom to that page, on your left here, if you notice, there is book details. So if you're not sure how many copies that you can download, or you can print to PDF or download to PDF, you can see the number of PDF here. If you forgot earlier, if you don't remember, then you can come to this page and look at it. Next is the chapters that within this book. So for you to just have a quick glance through. Okay, we talked about business model earlier. So what is the business model? And we also talked about the innovation services, service innovations, chapter 6. Yeah, financial services here. So you can have a quick glance. And next is the star icon. The star icon right now is empty because I haven't annotated or I've not bookmarked. I have not even touched on anything on this. So let's come back to this later. Okay, here you go. This is the book search within the book. So financial has got like 79 times appears. Let's look at page 131. So this is page 131. Okay, so this page 131 talks a lot more about the financial services. So I can bookmark it. So the moment I bookmark it, it's now added to my bookshelf, and I can now highlight it. Okay, let's highlight it, and I can now add some notes. Okay. Now this is where I was saying that these notes, you can use it for 2 purposes. One is to put the notes on this particular topic, adding a notes for yourself or as a reminder. Or if you are instructor, if you want to collaborate with your students, you put in some notes here for them to work on some of the topics, or you want them to be prepared for tutorials or the lectures next time. So you can use this more like an instructional notes here. Or if you are working with your colleague, your peers or your team members, then you can say, okay, I'm doing looking at page 131. Let's work. You can work on page, or you can have like what other views you have within this page. Any instructional kind of notes here, you can use this page for that. So my notes are very simple. Okay, so just save it. So what happens when I do annotations, I save my notes, it's all saved here. And when I come back to track it, it's at the star icon that you can see I have saved page. I have bookmarked page 131. I have highlighted page 131. I have added some notes at page 131. So I can now, when I share this book with my team members or my students, whatever the notes or the annotations that I've done, it's now tagged along when I share it with them. Okay. So in this page, Read Online page, you can also quickly download, full download if it's allowed to do. You don't have a full download, so you can still can do a chapter download. You can copy the page. You can now print. That means you can print pages here instead of print the whole chapter. If you just want the 2 pages, you can just print page 131 to 132, for example. Okay, that's very simple. You can again share that particular page to your team members. And we have seen the highlight, we have seen the notes, we have seen the bookmark, and of course the zoom in, zoom out, straightforward. Okay, so with that, you are now have annotated this book. Now let's move on to look at the bookshelf. Okay, now this is what I have done. So I have not many books in my bookshelf, but in your case, you probably have collected some of the books that are relevant to your studies. So you can, at this bookshelf, you can add this research folder would be the default folder. So like when I annotate, it automatically added to the research folder. So you can see that I have one book. If I want to share this book, I can just click on this research folder, and then I just share this link. So if I share this link, okay, so they probably will be able to see that book that I've just annotated. If I have more than one book, then you can see the list of books within that particular topic, or I can share it to the email. Like I have a couple of emails, I just share it with my email. So it's very straightforward. You can also export to your CSV file in a CSV folder. Okay. Right. So that's what you can do with the bookshelf. So you can share it, share the link, share it to the email, then you collaborate with the list of books that you have done. And you also have recently viewed information. So if you have, let's say, 10 recently viewed books, if you have decided to move them into the saved folder or the bookshelf folder, you can then copy them into a bookshelf folder. Okay. But you don't see many because we are just having one example. Let me show you on another example on how you can download the book completely. So for that, I'm going to use my ID. Okay. So come back to bookshelf here. Yeah. So if you have added along the way, you added your books. So you can have your list of folders here. And you can see that I even have like 4 books for artificial intelligence. So if I share this book with my team members or my students, I will be sharing all these 4 books that comes with annotations. Okay, so let's look at on, say, engineering mathematics. Do I have this book? Engineering mechanics, for example. Okay, so you can see in my ID, this book has unlimited access. I have unlimited access to this book. So which means I can download this book. It shows a blue color here. So it is downloadable. So before I download, I need to have my Adobe Digital Edition. Even if you don't have to worry about it. Just let me open up Adobe Digital Edition. Okay, so I have my Adobe Digital Editions here, but if you don't have, you just click, if you're downloading for the first time using eBook Central, so you download, here you go, laptop or desktop, yes, using your own computer, just continue. So just click here to download it. So download to Adobe Digital Edition is very straightforward. It's just like downloading any other online readers. It's just a software download. It's just a process of downloading a software. Very simple. So if you already, like I already have, I just skip that and move on. And I just click on how many days do I want to keep this book. Yeah. So let's say if it's 14 days, or do I want to keep it to the maximum of 21 days, up to me. So let's say I want to keep it for 14 days. Okay. Now this time, if you notice that it download into a ACSM file, it's no longer PDF, it's ACSM. So just have to double click on it, and it will be added to your Adobe Digital Editions software. Okay, here you go. I have now added to my collection. Okay. Now, engineering mechanics is now added to my collection. I have 13 days to keep this book. So once it's expired, I just re-download it. So you can see once you expire, you're not able to read it. You know? So you just have to re-download it again to read it offline, Adobe Digital Edition. Okay. So sometimes if you notice that some books also, if you come across, may not have the restrictions on the PDF. So this is called digital right management. So some publishers who have given a completely a free digital right management, so which means you do not have to just print the chapters, but you can completely print the whole book into your PDF, which is the portable document format. So it all depends. You might come across some, but I think in your collections you still have the DRM rights. Yeah, some limitations to it. Okay, so I just do a quick recap. We're almost like past 3 minutes after 4. So let's go back. So you know how to discover your books using some of these searches, using basic search, advanced search, or even to browse subjects. And you know how to use the chapter topics or use the book detail page to know whether you can download or not able to download, the availability of the books, the pages remaining for your PDF chapter download, how you can cite the books, and you can share this link to the book. And you can go into your read online options where you can do a quick search within the book and annotations within the book, and you can share this book in the book from the bookshelf. Yeah, you can share the bookshelf, and you can have a collaboration with your team members or even with your peers. Or even you can share this whole link into the learning management system. So if you're an instructor, so you use these links to share that into your learning management system. Okay, so with that, I'm completely done with the whole process of the eBook Central. So if you have any question, please post it in the chat box. Okay, so you have a question, yeah? So when you, because as a patron, before you log into the site, yeah, I'm sure you have registered, isn't it? Let me just go into your site. So let's say you sign out. Usually before you sign in, it will ask you to create an ID and password to access. So that is for you to download the book as well as to use the eBook Central bookshelf page. Yeah? So for you to download or to use the bookshelf page, because it's kind of personalizing. So you need to sign in. You need to have your patron ID access to it. If you're unsure, please check with the library team how to get access to it. Usually before you sign in, it will get you to create a patron ID. Any other question? Okay, I don't see. Yeah. Signing page, signing in to the patron ID is very important, because with only that credential, you're able to do some personalization. Like if you want to add it to your bookshelf, or if you want to download completely to your Adobe Digital Edition, you need to have the sign-in ID. Yeah. Okay, now I'm sharing this post-webinar evaluation form here. Please feel free to fill some, give some comments. And if you have any question, just let me know. If not, you can send it to me later after the session. Okay, so to recap, so now you're able to discover the relevant titles within your collections. You can utilize the online reader tools to assist your research. You're now able to do a full downloads or even a chapter downloads. You will know how to utilize your bookshelf for sharing and collaboration purposes. So with that, I would like to end the session, and thank you so much for attending the session. So if you have any questions, feel free to send it to me, and look forward to see you all the next time. Thank you and have a great day.